calibration to happen. Chapter 14, be anxious about nothing. Chapter 15, visions from God. Chapter 16, soul ties. Chapter 17, God's no is just as important. Okay, I got a chapter 6. God's no is just as important as God's yes. All right, chapter 18, the privilege of prayer. Chapter 19, be grateful. Chapter 20, two sides to every story. And chapter 21, love in the simplest form. And the very last page of my book is a letter to my readers. So let's see, we got a chapter 6, we got a chapter 5, and a chapter 9. All right, so chapter 6 is yesterday is preparation for today. Today is preparation for tomorrow. So we're going to start there. All right, let's get into it. I'm so excited to share this with y'all. Y'all don't even know. Like, all right. So, yesterday is preparation for okay, boom, we're there. Here we go. The more we begin to study and observe the course that we are taking, the more we will begin to gain common sense and or our insight of noticing the patterns that have been laid out for our lives. These patterns are designed specifically to help us see the connections between where we have been, where we are now, and where we are headed. We as human beings are not always able to foresee these things or to understand the patterns that have been designed to reveal what makes our lives our own. We must begin to live in the Spirit of God and not the flesh of our wounds. Remember, the flesh is weak and susceptible to many things. It has been bruised, abused, punctured, and even altered by self, but not the spiritual self, which is selfless. This consistent battle that keeps us consistently battling our own selves is that which it is because we have, with our own free will, chosen to be without understanding. Excuse me, y'all. Once we begin to gain this spiritual insight that allows us to understand how each day has prepared us for the next, then living, no matter the adversity, will get simpler for us all. Sometimes in life, all we see is what we have been, where we have been, or what we have done in our past. But the true test of our character is to focus on the lens looking ahead and to make the most through what we have been provided. People oftentimes focus too much on the past portion of life instead of trying to understand what the lesson to be learned might be. This way one can grow from one point to the next. And what this does, if we do not sharpen our discerning lens, is creates a cycle for familiar mistakes to occur. The key is to prepare the spiritual you for whatever may occur tomorrow, and not to dwell on any day, but to take something greater that you learned from yesterday and apply it to today to lead you past the point of understanding you had yesterday. And if it be that a situation or occurrence shall occur, let one not make the same mistakes. Today is to be seized and to be made the most of. And if we ever have an opportunity to be better, to do something better, or to reveal a speech that is better, we should take the opportunity to grasp a hold and do so. Tomorrow is that of which is not promised, and each day is young. There is no growth in any individual who does not work at an upward angle. And if we allow personal feelings to set in front of truth and spiritual growth, we will always remain the same, even throughout our physical changes. We have then allowed the feeling that led us to where we are to conquer and set in on the understanding of where we are headed. And one can defeat themselves, or one can teach themselves to reach themselves through the power of the Spirit of the highest. And if we work the nerves that strike curiosity and ingenuousness, we will oftentimes be able to see exactly what our Creator has done, is doing, or why certain things occur in our lives, and how one thing connects to another in an only God way, preparative for the next stage in our lives, be it for today or for tomorrow. Now, what is to come, or tomorrow, so to speak, is something that is quite hard to speak on, as it is something that has not come every day, comes, and then has not yet come again. Tomorrow is the future, and we have always had an opportunity to make it better through our own free will. So what you do today will ultimately impact your tomorrow. Think about it. When you drink alcohol the night before, you are directly impacted the next day. You may develop a hangover or even feel drowsy and very sluggish. And if you had an argument with someone that you live with and did not resolve it today, tomorrow will more than likely be hectic and filled with this disruption. If you fill your spirit with the Most High today and study the Holy Script, your tomorrow will more than likely be filled with the spirit of peace and serenity. So how you feed yourself today directly impacts the way you will dispose of it tomorrow. It may be a good or bad day depending on your preparatory methods the day before. That is chapter 6. Yesterday is preparation for today, and today is preparation for tomorrow. I hope you all enjoyed that chapter. Please tell me if y'all enjoyed that chapter. I need a 1 through 10 on how fire this book is so far, that I'm giving y'all a glimpse into what it is, okay? Now, this is just a piece because I want y'all to go out and buy it. I want y'all to go out and buy it. And then not for the money, because it's going to benefit your soul. It's going to benefit your spirit. It's going to help you to become a greater individual in this life. And if that's not what we shooting for, then I don't know what the fuck we doing. What is, excuse my language, but what is the point? What is the purpose? Thank you, Veronica. She said it was a 10. Thank you so much. That's a blessing. I appreciate it. God told me this book was going to help the world, and I believe it. So I put my everything into it. These chapters might not be very long, but they're very meaningful. So I'm going to go back up. Charles said he wanted chapter 5 and... Wait, is that Charles? Oh, Cynthia said